Hey guys, Sprout here, welcome back to the channel. First of all, in this video, it is a BR mode extreme on first person solos. In this video, I do actually win, and I'm going to use this as background footage for some top tips for you to win more first person perspective solo games on New State. So if you do us a massive favour, hit that like button if you enjoy it, make sure you've subscribed to the channel, click that bell so you're notified when I do upload more or actually go live on the game. So without further ado guys, it's no particular sync with the video, but everything I see in this video is sort of in the gameplay in the background. So if you pay attention and listen, hopefully you learn some things to help you win a couple more games. So let's get into it.
Made of glass, it seems you're shattering the part of me.
Right, so before we kickstart into the tips, guys, before you watch this video in its entirety, what you need to really ask yourself is, what are you trying to get out of this first-person solo? Now, if you're a casual gamer, you're only going for the kills, a bit of excitement and stuff like that, these tips aren't going to apply to you, because I would just recommend you hot dropped, go for a crate, you know, and just go nuts shooting people every time you see them. These tips are for if you want to win more matches, or at least come in top 10 to increase your rank points. If you're wanting to increase your rank points in FPP solos, will count for squads as well to some extent, then make sure you stay tuned. So guys, first of all, where do you land? Now, a lot of people are really good at the game. They'll hot drop to areas with names. They'll drop straight onto the airdrops that have already appeared on the map and stuff like that, and they'll kill anyone who comes near. Granted, that's fair enough to them. However, if you're not too confident enough to do that every game, and you want at least a chance to have a gun before you see another player, what I'm going to recommend you do is land somewhere completely random, right? I usually pick, as you can see in the video in the background, a clump of houses completely miles away from the flight path, out the way of everybody. There is occasionally a chance that a player will land with you, but if you are looking around yourself with the eyeball to see who's dropping with you, you can kind of like move away from them a bit, give yourself a chance to get a gun before they rush you and kill you, and then maybe you can position yourself to do the reverse exactly to them. So I'm going to recommend you land somewhere that's got a decent amount of houses. Pointless land on one of them little sheds at the edge of the road, because chances are you'll find a flashbang and nothing else. So like this instance, I've landed at some warehouses, group of houses round about. I'm doing a circle of these, getting as much loot as I can to stand us in good stead. And also guys, if you are on solos, on first person, you are going to run into some bots. Make sure you kill them and make sure you loot them. They'll have plenty of ammo on them, and you know, some guns that you might not have found on the floor. Always checking for scopes as well, because they might not automatically pick up if you already got one on your gun. So next thing is your loadout choice. Now, this is obviously extreme BR mode, not regular BR, but in first person, generally, I will go for an SMG/sniper combo. Now, this entirely depends on your own playstyle. You might go SMG/ERs, or 2 ERs, or ER sniper, but for the fact it's a smaller zone and you're going to run into people a bit more often, I go for speed. So in this video, I'm using a Tommy gun / I think it's Car 98, I find that M24, one of the two. I can't remember off the top of my head till I get further into the videos, but I'm using, no, I was using an SLR, I think, and then I might have swapped to a sniper. I can't remember till the end of the video. I'm sure by the end of the video I'll let you know exactly what I was using, or you'll be able to see anyway. But that's to give us the range on potentially people at the other side of the greens or in towers and stuff, because as it's solos, 90% of players will be camping somewhere, and if you have to rush them, they've got a very high chance of killing you on the way to them. So it's handy to have a bit of range. And of course, when you do actually get up close and personal with someone, it's nice to have an SMG, because the hip fire, the shoulder fire is quite good on it. You don't necessarily have to aim down your sight, and they've got a very low TTK. So on the subject of camping, the question is, do you camp or do you run around? Now, this ties back to the start of the video. What do you want out of the game? If you want to rank up in solos, you're going to have to learn to camp. Unfortunately, it's just one of them things with the game modes. If you have hit a decent rank, in solos before, you'll know that majority of players will zone camp. They'll follow the edge of the zone. They'll go from building to building or hill to hill, snipe people or shoot people that go past, or they'll just stay perfectly still, not moving, no making sound or anything like that. So I'm going to suggest that you do camp, but what I do is something called zone camping, which is pretty much I'll go to the very outside of the white circle. I'll find somewhere to wait until the zone comes right up to my back, and then I'll move to the new one and find somewhere else to wait. This is boring at times, but it can also be challenging if somebody else has got the same idea as you. They come to the same building, you know, it doesn't always go to plan, it doesn't always go your way, but it's one of them interesting things. You will see in this video where I pushed a tower that I thought had somebody in because I had a car outside of it. He was actually lying down in a ghillie suit next to it and then stood up and I killed him. I don't know why he stood up, he should have just lay on the floor, but anyway, that's it. Now, another thing is when you are waiting around, if you can't find a building to hide in, so you're hiding on a hill or something, don't lie down on the floor and stay perfectly still. Don't, you know, crouch down in a bush, because depending on people's render distances, some people can see you from quite far away. They can see you, but the bush or the grass doesn't load in and they will snipe you in the face before you've even noticed they've shot at you. So make sure you're constantly moving. I know it sounds silly, especially when no one's shooting at you, but the more you move around, the more harder you are to snipe, the more harder you are to shoot from a distance. And if someone does manage to get a shot on you with, say, a full auto ER or whatever, you've got a chance to move out of the way. Now guys, I'm going to let you know a little secret that a lot of people know about. I've noticed this a lot. You'll notice in the last zone how I sort of use this. But find a friggin' vehicle to use to get from point to point, right? The amount of times I've been splattered by someone driving around while I'm running to the zone is ridiculous. So if you can get a vehicle, any vehicle will do, as long as you've got one, to get from point A to point B, you know, this side of the zone to the new zone or whatever, get one. But this is the thing for solos, right? Keep a hold of the vehicle, make sure it's got plenty of fuel. You don't have to necessarily fuel it up, but find one with plenty of fuel or try and keep a hold of it. And use it in the last zone, especially if it's an open area like this one. If it's in a city, it's completely pointless. But if you're in an open area, people are going to be hiding behind trees or hiding behind rocks or stuff like that, or they're going to be lying down somewhere in a bush or something. Drive around and look for the remaining players. Now, a lot of these players, if they've made it this far, are going to be quite decent. They're going to be a good shot. They're going to be quite experienced at the game. But you can kill them in one shot with a vehicle. There's no shame in running them over. Just drive around until someone pops your tyre or, you know, you're hurt too much to actually drive around anymore, and just zigzag around them and flatten them. I do it all the time. And then the last couple of people you can gun down if your fuel's gone or your tyre's gone or whatever. Just use the vehicles to your advantage. There's more in the extreme mode, so they're quite easy to find, and it's going to be a lot better. Lastly, guys, let's go for the last zone tips. Now, what I'll do is I will still zone camp sort of thing, but I'll run in a circular motion outside the zone. But I won't follow the white line. I usually follow the blue, depending on how far away from the white line it is. And what you want to get is people who are camping and waiting for the zone to move. They're waiting for everybody else to kill each other before they start going in. They'll be lying down somewhere or behind a tree or something. This is when you want to take them out, because they're the players that will third party you in the final zone and take the win from you. So if you manage to see them walking around or crouching around and stuff, the best time to find them is when the blue's moving. You'll see them run towards the zone, or they might be in a car as well. Flatten them with your car, or shoot them, or snipe them, or whatever, and that is going to help immensely. And last little tips, guys, if you do manage to get into cover on the last zone, make sure you boost yourself up with some energy drinks / adrenaline or painkillers. Make sure you try and keep that topped up at all times, because you're not always going to have the chance to sit and do a first aid kit or bandages while under fire. At least then you've got a chance to sort of slowly heal yourself while running away from shots if you've just been shot, or if you're still in your car driving around and you take a couple of bullets, your health's going to gradually go up while you're still driving, so it'll keep you alive a bit longer. So guys, hope you've enjoyed the video, hope you appreciate the gameplay in the background, and I hope you like the video. So if you have, leave us that thumbs up, make sure you're subscribed, and please do click that bell to be notified when I do upload. And I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.